Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this video lecture series of Power Electronics and Instrumentation, module number 1. Today we are going to learn something new about the power electronics. That is a very important topic of this particular module, that is that is silicon control rectifier. Okay, this silicon control rectifier, okay, we have already studied in our basic electronics subject of module number 2. Okay, and its applications and phase control mechanism of silicon control rectifier. Okay, basically if you see the uh, title of this topic is the silicon controlled and the rectifier. Okay, we know the basic definition of the rectifier, that is a device which converts our alternating current into the DC current, that is pulsating DC current, is called as a rectifier. Okay, but uh, that particular rectifier has no control, okay, over the operation of the rectifier. Okay, if you want to have a control over the output of the rectifier, okay, you cannot control when you go for the normal rectifier, that is a diode rectifier. Okay, but today we will see how something more important and more interesting topic here, that is controlled rectifier, which is a silicon. Okay, normally you take any device of the electronics, okay, they fall under the category of the semiconductor. Okay, and the material used for the construction of those particular device is the silicon. Okay, and why the word it is controlled, because the rectifier which we are going to use here is has the fully control over the output. Okay, so that is why that we go for the silicon control rectifier. Okay, so let us go and see how the silicon control rectifier, okay, benefits us. Okay, and try to study its importance and its introduction part. Okay, so in this particular introduction part today, we have the introduction to the silicon control rectifier, some history, how the SCR is constructed, VI characteristics of SCR, the switching on and off methods of the SCR, its applications, advantages, disadvantages, and finally conclude, okay, how the silicon control rectifier is helping us to know more in detail. Okay, now let us go with the introduction to the SCR. Okay, basically these SCR fall under the category of the thyristor family. Okay, like we have a family in the power electronics. Okay, so among that particular family, uh, here we will focus more on the word called as thyristor. Okay, so a thyristor is a four layer, okay, semiconductor of a PN structure with a three layer PN junction and three terminal, okay, that is anode, cathode and gate device. Okay, so how you can define a thyristor here is, it's a thyristor or a CR is, it's a four layer. Okay, it's a semiconductor device. Either it can be PN or NP yes, NP. There are two classifications here we can do. One is PN, and the another is NP. Okay, so that is why the reason it is a PN with three PN junctions. You can see the junctions labels here mentioned are J1 is the first junction. Okay, J2 is the another junction. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So total how many junctions we have? Here we have 3 junctions, and it is a 3 terminal device. So the first terminal is anode, we have gate denoted by the letter G, and we have cathode denoted by the letter K. So SCR is a 4 layer, 3 junctions, 3 terminal semiconductor device. Okay, so which are those 4 layers? First is P, N, P and N. Okay, then SCRs are unidirectional devices. Okay, the meaning of the unidirectional here is the flow of current is in only one direction, or the operation of the device will be in only one direction. From anode to cathode. Okay, So when you apply the voltage across the anode terminal, the amount of current will start from anode to cathode. Okay, but the importance of gate we will study in the later slides. Okay, so therefore SCR is the unidirectional device, it's not a bidirectional device. Okay, why? And the another thing here is, as the SCR is unidirectional, the diode which we have studied, it is also a unidirectional, in the sense it will work only under the forward bias condition. Okay, it will not work under the reverse bias condition. So therefore these have a capacity, okay, they have a capacity of power controlling up to 30 megavolt or 10 kilo of RMS and a current of 3000 amperes. Okay, so this is the small specification which I have shown here. Okay, well, first is its construction or the definition of SCR, and the second is it's a unidirectional device having a capacity, okay, of having of a power control of 30 megavolt, 10 kilo of RMS voltage, and the 3000 amperes or 3 milliamperes of the current flow has a can have a capacity control of this particular current. Okay, and here in the another figure you can see the symbol of the SCR. Okay, the symbol of SCR is, this is anode, gate, and it is cathode. Okay, how far it is different from your normal diode is, your diode has only two terminals, that is one is anode, okay, and the second is nothing but cathode. If you take or if you pull one extra terminal from this particular point, then this terminal will be represented by the gate terminal. Okay, and why the gate terminal is more important? Because of this gate terminal you can have the control over your flow of current or control of flow of charge or flow of voltage flowing from anode to cathode. That is why the name, it is silicon controlled rectifier. Okay, if I don't have a gate over here, then it is just as equal to your normal PN junction diode. Okay, so this is how the introduction of SCR flows goes. Okay, then how about the history of the SCR? Okay, so the history of SCR says that if you look at this particular IC diagram, okay, this is the physical appearance of SCR, which has the three terminals. The identification of the three terminals can be done in this particular fashion, that is towards the left part of the IC. Okay, this is the left part, that is cathode. The middle pin is your anode, and towards the right side always it is a gate terminal. It is a gate terminal. So you should hold this particular IC to facing towards you. Okay, and then just go on from left to right, that is cathode, anode, and gate. Do not take it as a anode, cathode, and gate. It is cathode, anode, and gate terminal. Okay, and what the history says was, the history says that the SCR was developed by a team of power engineers. Okay, it is nowhere like it's a software engineer or the hardware engineer. There was a team which was working behind this particular development, or that is the power engineer, which is led by, the name of the inventor is Gordon Hall. And then it was being commercialized. The meaning of the word commercialized is nothing but, after the development of this particular IC, okay, it is being brought into the market, okay, by Frank W, okay, that is Bill Gutzwiller, in the year 1957. Okay, so this is what somewhat basics which we need to know regarding the development and the history of SCR. So once we know the history, okay, then it becomes easy for us to know and study the construction details of SCR. Okay, so if you look at the construction details of the SCR here, okay, so we know the basic definition, or from the basic definition of SCR, that it is a 4-layer and it is a 3-junction, okay, and 3-terminal. So says that if this is my figure, okay, which is a PN. Okay, so how many PN we have? We have one P, this is another P, and this is N, and this is particular N. Okay, but how this is constructed? Okay, how this is being constructed? Okay, so to go for the construction of SCR, okay, here what we need to do is, we need to have two transistor, okay, two separate models of transistor. One is PNP transistor and another is NPN transistor. Okay, one is PNP transistor and the another is nothing but it is NPN transistor. If you take these two particular transistor, okay, keep the first PNP transistor here. Okay, you can see the first PNP transistor and the second transistor is placed in such a that this N and this N and this P and this P should overlap with each other. If you can look at here that this N is connected internally with this N type of material, okay, and this P material is connected internally with this particular P material here. Okay, so if you place these two N materials and these two P materials of the two separate transistor on each other, okay, then you can develop this SCR model or this particular SCR symbol or SCR device, okay, silicon control device. Okay, now how this is the actual SCR and this is the construction of SCR, how the SCR is constructed by making use of these two PN junctions or two transistors. Okay, so here what we can do is we can study again in detail with respect to the transistor model. Okay, so when it comes to the transistor model, okay, you just look at this particular figure here. Okay, so this model, this model, okay, says that I have one transistor which is this transistor, it belongs to the PNP transistor. This is PNP transistor, okay, and the other transistor, that is NPN transistor, is this transistor. So you can even label this transistor as T1 transistor and this as T2 transistor. Okay, and the name of this transistor is a PNP transistor. Okay, and this transistor is your NPN transistor. So how many transistors I have now is two transistors. Okay, this is what the two transistor model theory model says. Okay, so in this two transistor model, okay, let us I will name here this P. I will take it as the first pin, second pin, and the third pin also. Okay, I'll just look at this particular symbol of NPN and PNP transistor here. Okay, so let us give here number as for this transistor. This is pin number 1. Okay, and this is pin number 2, and this is my pin number 3. Okay, and say this is my first pin. Okay, this is my second pin, and this is my third pin. Okay, this is my third pin. Okay, so here what I should do, this is the first pin, the second pin, and this is my third pin of first transistor. And what about this? This is my first pin. Okay, this is my second pin, and this is my third pin of my transistor. Okay, third pin of my transistor. So you can see here that this the second pin of the first transistor is connected to the first pin of second transistor. Okay, so the second pin of the first transistor is connected to the first pin of second transistor. Similarly, the third pin is connected to here to the second pin of my second transistor. And what about the first and third pin? So the first pin I give the name as my anode terminal. The third pin I will give it as the cathode terminal, and this pin which is shorted together, that is pin number 3 and pin number 2 of both the transistor, pin number 3 of first transistor and pin number 2 of the second transistor, I will give the name as gate terminal. So in this way the two transistor model or the two transistor theory of SCR will work. Okay, so the first thing what we need to learn here is the mechanism or the construction of SCR, okay, in its base form. Then it should be transformed into a true transistor model by making use of two transistor. One is PNP transistor and another is NPN transistor. Okay, After this, okay, you have to study the transistor model or the theory model here. Okay, so in this way you can try to have in detail study or in detail mechanism of that particular model. Okay, this is how the construction of SCR will goes. Now let us go for the next method, or that is nothing but next, that is VI characteristics of the SCR. Okay, so the VI characteristics of SCR, okay, it says here it is just as similar to your normal PN junction diode, but let us first find the various conduction, various method or the mode in which the SCR will operate. Okay, so the first method or the first operation, or let us make give it as the quadrants here. Okay, this is my first quadrant. Okay, and this is second quadrant, this is the third quadrant. Okay, and this is my fourth quadrant. Okay, so the operation of SCR will be in first quadrant and in third quadrant. Okay, when the SCR operates under the first quadrant, okay, we call it as the SCR is operating under the forward conduction region. Okay, it is operating under the forward conduction region. Okay, and in second and fourth quadrant we don't have any operation, because the SCR will be either operate under the forward or under the reverse. So when it operates under the third quadrant, okay, so in third quadrant we have two different operation. One is reverse blocking region. Okay, we need to define the reverse blocking region, and there is a reverse breakdown region. Okay, so what happens is, as the gate voltage is increased, you can see, or you can go as the gate current also. Okay, either you can take voltage or you can take it as a current, no problem. So that you can see here, this is IG0. Okay, here I will show IG0, IG1, and this is IG2. What does this IG0, IG1 and IG2 represent? Is these are the gate currents. These are the gate currents. Okay, so whenever you apply the voltage, or when you give the input to the SCR, that is at anode terminal, okay, your SCR will not conduct until and unless if you do not apply the sufficient gate voltage or sufficient voltage at the gate terminal. Okay, so that is why the reason it is shown here, that when the gate voltage is at IG0, or the amount of current, okay, which passes through the SCR is very small, say for example IG0 is very small, then you can see there is a very peak, or there is a very sharp, okay, a constant voltage which is moving towards the uh, saturation region or saturation point. In the sense, though there is a forward voltage I have applied to my SCR, but my still SCR is not turned on properly. Why? Because my current flowing through the gate is very small. So as soon as you go on increasing the amount of voltage at the gate terminal, okay, this voltage will give a rise, okay, such that it will enter into the forward conduction region of SCR. Okay, so the first reason before entering into the conduction region is nothing but it is your blocking region. Okay, even if you apply the voltage to the SCR will not work. Why? Because it is under the forward blocking state. Okay, forward blocking state, you can see it is because of IG0, IG1 and IG2. Okay, once the SCR receive the sufficient amount of current applied at the gate terminal, then it will enter into the forward conduction region, that is called as on state. That is why the reason it is shown here that your IG2 should be greater than IG1, and IG1 is greater than IG0. Okay, so this current, that is IG2 current, is making my SCR to turn on, to make it to work under the forward conduction region. Okay, this is with respect to quadrant number 1. And because of the voltages at IG1 and IG2, okay, you can also have the two different currents here. One is called the holding current and another is called as reverse holding current, and another is we have is the latching current. Okay. Similarly, when it comes to the reverse blocking mode, once you apply the reverse voltage, or you can say that the SCR is operating under the reverse bias condition. Reverse bias condition is nothing but the polarity of the applied battery is reversed. That is nothing but minus is connected to anode and plus is connected to cathode. During that condition, your SCR is under the reverse bias. Okay, so the SCR will remain into this particular mode, which is called as reverse blocking region, where only a small amount of voltage is reverse voltage is, or reverse voltage you can say, or reverse leakage current is flowing through the SCR. Okay, once the that voltage reaches to its maximum, that is called as maximum reverse leakage current or maximum reverse voltage. Okay, at one particular point, say this point, okay, your SCR will go or move into the reverse breakdown. Reverse breakdown is one region where you can find a very sharp, narrow and a straight line at that particular point. And at that point there is a problem, or there is a drawback, that your SCR may get damaged if there is an excess amount of reverse voltage flows through the SCR. Okay, so this is how we try to study the VI characteristic, that is voltage and current characteristics of SCR. Okay, so with this the topic of characteristics of SCR, okay, I will be concluding my today's lecture here. Okay, thank you.